Well, the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force is recommending for the first time that adults aged 19 to 65 be screened for anxiety. The guidance coming at a time when Americans are coping with stressors related to the pandemic, inflation, crime rates, financial concerns, a whole bunch of stuff. So for more on this, our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, is joining us. Dr. Nandi, tell us about anxiety disorders and how this could help.
Yeah, we were talking about it right before we did this piece. I'm very happy with the proposed recommendations by the U.S. Preventive Task Force. The reason why is because anxiety is a very common mental health concern, and what many people don't realize is that depression often occurs with anxiety. So really, how prevalent are these conditions, you may ask? According to the task force, about a quarter of men and roughly 40% of women in the United States face an anxiety disorder at some point in their lifetime. Those are big numbers. And during COVID, new symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorders jumped from 36.4% to 41% between August 2020 and February 2021. Now, the task force defines anxiety disorders as, quote, characterized by greater duration or intensity of a stress response over everyday events, stuff that you shouldn't really be upset about. So what does that mean? Basically, anxiety disorders involve sudden feelings of intense anxiety and fear or terror that reaches a peak within minutes, and these just don't happen once, but repeatedly over time. We were talking about this, Brian. And this can be very debilitating for people. So that's why it's super important that Americans are screened and that anxiety is addressed. Now, the screening will take place at doctors' offices, and patients will most likely be asked to fill out questionnaires about symptoms like fears and worries that it may interfere with daily life. Those identified at high risk will discuss their symptoms with their primary care doctor, and evaluation by a mental health professional may be recommended at that time.
All right, so Doc, is there any particular group or maybe activity that people experience that would put somebody at a more high risk?
Yeah, important question. So the people most at risk for developing anxiety disorder are those who live in poverty, people who lost loved ones and that have other mental health issues, and African Americans. Also, about 1 in 10 expectant and postpartum mothers experience anxiety. That's important. As for managing anxiety disorders, there are two main treatments, right? One is psychotherapy. It's often called talk therapy and involves working with a therapist to reduce your symptoms. And the other treatment is medication. We shouldn't be afraid of medications. There are several types, and which one is prescribed really depends on the type of anxiety disorder. The key here is this: we've got to recognize anxiety symptoms and reach out to your family doctor or your caregiver so that you or your loved ones can get the help if it's needed. And they're effective treatments. People think of this as not a problem, but it can be crippling. And I was telling both of you that people come with me with symptoms of pain and chest pain, etc. So I'm glad they're addressing it.
And also do what we're doing right now, talk about it, because there is some
100%.
stigma there too as well.
Exactly.
All right, Dr. Nandi, thank you as always.
My pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
Of course.
If you have a health question for Dr. Nandi, you can email him, Dr. Nandi at askdrnandi.com, or send it to us on Facebook or Twitter.